Welcome, everybody, to our second session of Queer Space Gods for Charity, the Dissipated Era.
There we go.
Hello, my children.
Oh my goodness, hello.
Oh my gosh, we're already here.
We're all here. Oh my god.
Hello,
I'm gonna lower the
Mother.
music a little bit so that we're not overrun with it. Last session, we saw some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know because I created it. But my children have forgotten a piece of themselves. Well, not all of them. Just two of them. Two of them needed to learn a lesson. Arguably, I think they learned their lesson. Or maybe not. Unfortunately, tonight, my one child, the Scorn, or known in the meat space that is Earth, Vin, cannot join us. They had some real life stuff come up, and we understand. We're not going to blame them for that, and their character's definitely not going to be punished for that in any way possible.
Yeah, how dare they have an actual life that has things happen sometimes?
They're still here with us in spirit, raising money for a great cause.
Absolutely.
We still have a question to be redeemed from last session, and a re-roll that anybody can pick up. Last session, our gods were brought onto the mortal plane into a fae market known as Alabaster Waters, where they met a young girl named Pearl. Pearl seemed so reminiscent of someone that... what was their name? I can't seem to remember it. But I'm sure that'll be important later on.
Get out.
It seemed that this girl really made the Calamity and the Scorn understand just how important mortals are to them as gods. Because for the first time, we see these gods that have shown for so long before seem to have been forgotten. But not in Alabaster Waters, because each of our gods have a temple there. We learned that there was a fifth temple for a god known as the Progenation. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Of course it does. My children found themselves in a bit of a predicament. In a bit of a defiance against their mother's love. Two of my children came home and went to sleep perfectly peacefully, but two others fought. Well, one other fought. My eldest had to beg her brother to not anger me. And they came home, and they went to sleep. Now it's been a complete era since we've gone to sleep. And I ask my children, starting with my youngest. Actually, before that, I forgot something very important. Content warnings for this stream. Complex and complicated relationships, possibility of fantasy violence. We do not know what will happen. Possibility of the mentions of food and drink or alcohol or some kind of consumption of some sort. Family arguments, familial relationships, anger, yelling, other things. Due to the improv nature of TTRPGs, I do not have a completely scripted list of content warnings, so if something does trigger you, please consider your safety the most important thing. We love that you want to pay attention to what we are doing, but we care more about your safety over our stuff being taken in by viewers. So please, if something is triggering, please let us know so that I can put that trigger warning on the VOD afterwards, so that nobody else gets triggered by it, because we want you guys to be safe. And now on to the show. My darling Nox, what has changed since we last awoke?
Gods don't need to sleep. At least to my knowledge, they don't. I don't feel like I need to sleep, yet Mother has told me that I must. So, I made myself a little corner in the universe to think and to reflect and to worship her, because that's all she's ever asked from me. I have not slept. I have not breathed in millennia, because that's what she told me to do.
And what a good child you are. My darling eldest daughter. What has changed as we slept?
I'm not entirely sure what came first. Whether it was the fear that comes from the mortal planes with everything that has been happening for the past millennia, or it seems like I'm feeling what mortals are feeling, at least en masse. Or maybe it's the other way around, considering the fact that for the first time my fear of Mother has really reared its head. I felt it before, but I don't think I realized what it was. Maybe I had considered it respect or admiration. But I think now I truly know that she really does scare me.
My son, Calamity. What has changed since we slept?
Just as with my sister, I'm not sure if it is me who is influencing the people or if it's the people influencing me. However, there is confusion. They seek answers. They are begging and pleading something. They're not asking me. They're not asking my siblings. And they're not asking you, Mother. A portion of them have forsaken us. And my confusion is their confusion. And we both want answers.
Perhaps I have the answer to your question. For the thing that has changed for me as we slept was those that have forsaken us and forgotten us have joined your eldest sister in her domain. Those that lived on the planet and did not explore deeper into the stars perished when their star exploded. The earth you walked upon just minutes ago, it seems, is no more. The mortals who have made it to the stars and met other beings in other galaxies are the only ones that have survived. Alas, there's a new child. Someone younger than my dear Nox. Someone brighter than my dear Nox. Would you like to introduce yourself? Yes. Yes, I would. My name is the Metamorphosis. Sorry. You may know me as Pearl. You see, as you all slept, Mother chose to bring me up to where you sit and teach me all the things that you all great beings do. And before you, the Calamity, who stands as a dragon in the stars, the Sorrow, the ever-crying woman, and Nox, the memory that sits on the tip of your tongue but you cannot understand. The Forgotten is a woman who stands about 15 feet tall, with long blonde hair and a kaleidoscope of colors dancing across her skin, with beautiful butterfly wings of stars and galaxies behind her, in a beautiful midnight blue dress. And she smiles sweetly at you. I didn't know that you would all be waking up so soon. I thought I'd have more time to prepare before meeting you all again. It seems this new goddess has retained her memories from when she was a mortal. And I ask you, how do you each react to your new sibling?
I think the Sorrow, as with each of her siblings, as she has done, is she embraces the metamorphosis, taking her in specifically to guide her around, though it seems like she's kind of already seen some of what's been happening. Doing what she can to help, make sure that she's all right, seeing if there's anything that she needs help with, questions answered, taking on the role almost of a pseudo-mother. Trying to make sure that her younger siblings are cared for, but there, to the rest of her siblings, is an increasingly more prominent look of worry on her face, though it can only be seen in the tension in her brow.
As sorry, my throat is ruined right now. As the Sorrow takes the metamorphosis around and shows them the things they've already seen and a little bit of the cosmos. I think for the Calamity, more confusion comes across him. And he turns to Mother and questions, were we not good enough?
If you were not good enough, you would not be here.
Is that what happened to the Scorn?
No. The Scorn is still sleeping. There is some times where my children need to sleep a little bit longer than the others require. I do not disturb your sleep if you are not ready to wake.
What if we didn't sleep at all?
Well, then you'd be tired. And a tired child is not something that is easy to deal with.
We are children. We are your children, but we're not kids. We're gods.
Yes.
I have not been a child in a long time. I don't think any of us have.
Yes. But alas, I am still your mother and you are still my children. You do not have to be a child to be my child.
I think there is a little, in Nox's expression, there's a lot of fear towards Mother, which is uncharacteristic of them. And there's also a slight ember of anger, like a candle that's been lit for the first time, where the wick is still getting used to the flicker of the flame almost. They have their hair is extremely wet, like mine is now, and they have bluish makeup that look almost like tears, like their sister, on the inside of their eyes. And they have some piercings in their ears. They look more sallow, more contemplative than when you saw them last. Like they are the last thread on a piece of fabric almost, that they're toying on the edge between like what they want and what they need versus what they have to be. And they look at Pearl not in a mean way, because their position is not their fault, but in a why does Mother need you way. Why are you here? What did I do that was not, and like what did we do that was not enough for her?
Pearl smiles kindly to all of you, the same way she did when you all met her in Alabaster Waters. And you see she walks up to Mother with no trepidation or fear, and brings her finger to the center of Mother's chest and draws a circle that lights with stars. And from that inside comes a flame? No, a soul. The same soul that you all hold as gods. But you see there's cracks and chips and damage done to Mother's soul. I'm the only one that can see this. The only one that can fix this.
So she is broken.
Yes. Been broken for a long time. Since the one known as... what was their name? The Brightness?
How are you able to say it?
Oh. I don't know. It should be under the rules that I can't say it because they are dead and gone and forgotten, correct? But Mother said that I am like them? That I look like them. But, and in the moment you see that she changes and morphs. And the sorrow, like a mirror, she looks just like you. And then a moment later, she looks just like you, Nox. And then the same as the calamity. Even the scorn. And then Mother.
It's different though, you smelled like her.
I think she was my mother.
How does that
Not
happen?
in the sense of mother, but I was born of her reincarnation.
We can be reincarnated.
You see at this point Mother reacts, glitches, changes. As you hear that tick of a clock once more.
Damn it. I was looking at the overlay.
And
I was like, wait.
you see Mother smiles. A smile as sweet as a spoonful of sugar to force a bitter medicine down. I can select certain children to reincarnate if they deserve it. And she
Who will choose to reincarnate you when you die? If you do.
Unfortunately, I am...
What if you're lost to time?
That would be unfortunate, but unfortunately that would be my story. I would hope my children would be strong enough to carry on, to create new.
Mother, I have a question.
When all I've been made to do is to serve you?
No. You do not serve me in this position. If you choose to do that, that is your own will. I did not ascend you to serve me.
What else would you have me do?
What would you want to do?
Nox has the
Math mean woman?
yeah, very much so. I'm allowed to have my own free will look. Yeah.
Mother, I have a question.
Of course, darling.
You are and points down at the rock. that is Earth.
Mhm.
You know everything that goes on there, correct?
Yes.
Why do they no longer worship you?
You see, at this point, I think you see what the sorrow saw in the vision. From the center of her chest, the crackling of red, the bright white stars that decorate her as freckles turn black along a red skin, with a bright white hair that comes from the black strands you all have known. And you hear that voice. They have forgotten what it means to be worthy. They do not deserve Mother's protection as they once did. Oh, sorry. Did I forget to introduce myself? My name's the Director.
The Calamity's nose flares and begins to like snarl.
But
What have you done with our mother?
child, you will not speak over me. And the next time you try to speak the Calamity, no words will come out.
Nox draws their sword.
I am the Director. How would certain people say this? Mated pair of the one you call mother of the progenation. So I guess you could refer to me as father.
The Calamity tries to yell no, and of course, nothing comes out. But y'all still see it.
You did not think that Mother used her own power to create you? It does take a mother and a father to create a child, does it not?
In an archaic way of thinking, yeah. But I'm much more than what Mother has made me to be. We all are.
Nox, watch yourself.
The sorrow. Would you mind giving me a... What do I want this to be? I think I want this to be a grace roll.
Sounds good. I say as I drop my dice.
Mm-hmm.
Doing great.
So that is a 7.
It's a 7. Which is a success. As you sit there and tell Nox to watch themselves, you're able to move out of the way as a hand goes to grab your shoulder. A hand made of pure darkness. A hand made of silence in the night. And you hear, "You're smarter than the other ones, aren't you, darling sister?" The sorrow, the eldest, the longest living. How I waited so long to come back into the mix. And next to you, my darling daughter, is a lanky, long-bodied, draconic creature that rivals the size of the Calamity. And with golden yellow eyes, they watch over you. Oh, do you not remember me? I was the twin of your beloved brightness. The shadow. The thing that so many people cower from.
Where have you been?
Mother sent me away. She said she had no time for a negative being such as myself, yet she kept the calamity and the scorn. I'd say she had no use for me since the brightness was killed moments before these were born.
That I remember. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yes. Always so sorry. Always so sorrowful. It's beautiful, really. But you moved on. You listened to Mother. You did exactly what a good daughter would do. But I don't blame you. But with Father coming back out and being here and in charge, I'm able to show myself. And it's all thanks to our darling sister, the Metamorphosis. But with the introduction of the Metamorphosis, she does have, mother and father like pairings. The stagnation has yet to show themselves. But that's fine. I'm sure you don't even remember your twin, Sorrow.
I didn't know I had one.
They were created before you and ended before you. Father's restored all of our memories since we've been with him.
Something Mother has neglected to do.
Yes, Mother plays favorites. She always has. It's no surprise that you are the only one without a twin. You're the forgotten, whereas the remembered were always opposites. Except for Scorn and Calamity, they go hand in hand, so it's no surprise that Mother kept both of them.
Seeing that the Calamity has now been addressed in this situation, if you know all of this, where have you been hidden away?
Around the very stars you walk on. The darkness and the shade is my domain. But I've been locked away, unable to speak, unable to reach out.
Father?
Yes.
Why Does it feel like you bring pain here?
Pain. It's an interesting thing to say that I bring when your mother's the one that separated you from all of your siblings.
Did she separate you from us as well?
Yes. The progenation is a selfish goddess.
She's running out of time. There's only so much that she can keep from us.
She isn't running out of time. I am.
And we're supposed to care?
If I die, she dies. Do you want your mother to die?
You just told us that she was the problem.
But unfortunately, I cannot live without her living. Time is the enemy to both of us.
What do you expect us to do?
Whatever my children want.
So if we want to see both of you fade,
Then I will respect your wishes. There has to come a time where I and the progenation do not rule the cosmos anymore. She has held too many generations under her thumb.
the Calamity looks at Nox. Did you know about this?
And I think Nox glitches almost in the same way that Mother does. There's something deeply seated in them that they have been forced to not understand. Something in their mortal life that they aren't allowed to see. And they look at their brother and they say, I think so, but not in the way that's helpful to us, unfortunately. Something deep and far away.
So that's why she chose you. DM, I have a question.
Are you redeeming a question?
I am.
Absolutely.
When you first came to us, you said that you were Mother's blade. Which of our siblings did you kill?
I think. Oh, I don't want to do this, but I do want to do it. Okay. 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 I'm just gonna do it.
Spicy.
So. Okay.
Notice I said which if there was multiples, because you,
Yes.
my dear Nox, or do you forget? You told me that you have killed a god before.
And then I think in these past millennia, Nox has not slept, and they are terrified of Mother, but I think the other part of their frightened condition is that they're scared of themselves and their own power. But since there's a god, there's an instinct to want to feed into it just a little bit So, Derek, if I may I call on a toxic power and
Yeah.
ask Mother, which of my siblings did I kill?
There
Go down the list.
Mm.
is.
Ah! I have to roll for it.
Yeah.
Oh no. I have to roll spirit, and I roll straight for spirit. See, this is what I said. It's not a good
Come
idea,
on.
but it's okay.
So sorry.
Oh, which one do I use?
I grant
I'll
you as
use my
many virtual blessings as I can give you.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, there is a reroll on the table, so
There is.
if
There
I
is
That's
a
very
reroll
fair.
on the table.
If you need it, you need it.
yeah. Okay. Okay, I rolled a 10 total. So, yeah, so Mother
Good
has to
job.
answer.
On a
Wait, what is it? The frickin'
On a 10
call in a toxic
plus.
power 10 plus, they answer the question, and something else happens.
It answers the question and grants you +1 forward to act on the information.
Get 'em.
You see Father glitches back to Mother. Oh, my darling, why would you ask such a daring question? Well, there's two. You've killed the remembering, and you've killed the brightness. But that was before you were my child. You see, your blade holds their soul. That's why it glows. And your remembering was not your twin, but your beloved. And Nox, I would like for you to roll a wit roll.
Oh, wit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a +2 to wit, so I'm just gonna use my Vex and my Pike dice again, because it seems fitting. Okay, I rolled an 8.
An 8.
If it's it's a wit roll, right? So it's 6 plus 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I am erasing one of my strings to you.
Wait, so I have to take it off?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I don't have one
So I
more
have to take
string
it
on you. So you can take one of the strings
Oh.
for me away from me and give it to somebody else.
Okay.
Oh.
As you, Nox, remember a memory from your immortal life.
A question was worth it.
A face, specifically, of the remembering. The person who was supposed to ascend with you, but you left behind. What did Nox's beloved look like in their human life?
No. I think she was someone with a very kind face. Someone who remembered everyone's name. Someone who was made to be Mother's hand and not her blade. Someone to be her sweet gestures. Someone to paint her face and every kind of influence she had on the world with a fine golden paintbrush. So they are taller. She's taller than Nox. Even though that's not really that hard. Very stoic, steadfast, beautiful. She has strikingly immortal golden eyes. Someone who is meant to be godly from a very, very young age and carries that mantle proudly. And yeah, they made and unmade the world together.
Nox. And my other children. You see, as this woman appears before Nox, made of stardust. She's here, but you cannot touch her. That is the penance you pay for taking the life of the one you were supposed to rule with. You may never feel her skin against yours another day in your life.
The gay, yearning Derek. What the fuck?
The sorrow. You remember walking this woman to the other side. You remember the conversations you had with her. How she always brought up forgetting something important. And she always said she had the memory of an elephant, whatever that meant. You didn't really know what an elephant was. Some fantastical creature on the planet that they're from. But she couldn't remember this one thing, and it irked her until the moment she accepted she was dead. Until the moment you allowed her to pass on because there was no more tears for her to cry. And that she accepted that this was the end. You remember walking your sibling across the line of no return.
I think her tears deepen. There's always that steady string of them. But they're more pronounced, they're more obvious. I remember her. She always talked about how she was forgetting something important, and I think that was you. She was at peace when I walked her over. I always make sure of that. You know I do.
Would it have been easier if I had gone with her?
I don't think it's ever easy. But the end of things always comes. That's the way that things are. The way that things will always be. There will be an end for every mortal being, every mortal creature, an end for each of us. An end for Mother. It will come. And it's not a bad thing. When someone reaches their time, when it is their time, the tears that I shed for them are they're not sadness. Their life, their existence, their end holds beauty. I'm happy for them. There's peace to things when they're meant to come. And from the conversations that I had with her, the time that I got to know her until she was ready to pass, I think she'd be proud of you. You will see her again, Nox, don't you worry. It's just not time yet.
This is all my fault.
The calamity.
This is all my fault.
As you sit there and watch this woman stand, you also have a memory. You remember this planet. You remember this era. The end of this world was the first time you felt your domain was wrong. You regretted ending it. And seeing her standing in front of Nox, you now know why. Because the blood is not just on Nox's hands, it's on your claws too. The end of the world is not some serene thing. It is calamitous. It is destruction. It is what you are. But it is needed. In a way, it is beautiful also. But you all feel the loss of knowing this sibling because of it.
I think for the sorrow, if they were to look at the calamity, this would be the first time that they have actually seen their sibling cry. And the difference between their tears versus everyone else's is, even in their sadness, there's still some destruction, because his tears aren't just like plain tears. It looks like lava has erupted from his eyes, and that he's staring between Nox and what he now sees as his sibling. And he looks towards Nox and says, "This is not your fault. It's not your fault alone.
I've given Mother everything. Everything of me. Every cell of me. I'm not even made of cells anymore. I'm a god. And what do I have to show for it?
Beating yourself up and being mad at your own self will not bring them back. However," and I look over at Mother, "maybe Father can."
Can all three of you give me a spirit roll?
Okay.
I can.
I get it. I'm gonna see if I need my +1.
I roll those straight.
What if I
I'm-
say no
I'm
because
nervous,
I'm
I'm
scared of you?
You
Not of
still-
Mother, just
you
of
still
you.
have to do it.
Okay.
Damn it.
I love how
Okay,
I
I'm
love
gonna-
I love how two of you have experienced playing with me, and now you're seeing a totally different version of me.
It's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep the 3.
You got a 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the
Oh
three.
my
I'm here for
sweet
the
summer
drama.
child. Hey Derek,
Yeah.
I got
I'm
a question
probably
for
gonna
you.
take another condition. It's fine.
What's an 8 get me?
An 8 is a success.
Well,
I got another 7.
A 7 is also a success. You will.
I got a 4 and a 2.
Yes.
plus a
And
win.
then I had additions.
You Nox, what is the condition you already hold?
Frightened.
I have to look at the conditions.
Of course, Nox is the one. Insecure? Hopeless?
I'm going to.
I actually have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is this something that appears like it's going to harm Nox? If it does, is there a way I can put myself between it?
It is not going to hurt them.
Physically. Only emotionally.
Because
It's only
they
emotionally.
take the guilty condition.
Guilty? Okay, that's fun. That's great.
But with the successes from
is
your
very
two
safe.
siblings, this is what happens. For the first time, the sorrow and the calamity are sharing in the sorrow
Oh, I get
of another.
to take XP. I forgot.
Yep. You watch as the lava coming from the calamity's eyes, instead of dropping, starts to float off in droplets, swirling with the tears of the sorrow and the stardust from the remembering into somewhere deeper into the cosmos. And you look at the metamorphosis, or Pearl, and she smiles. She goes, "Oh, how sweet. You all have just created a new world. That's what happens when gods of the cosmos feel each other's domains. A new world and a new beginning is made. And it seems like the remembering is
At
going
what cost?
there. I don't exactly know the cost. I wish I could tell you. But it's heartwarming to know that a new one started with the end of this one.
More people for me to remember because my lover cannot.
Oh. No, she'll be there. I know it. I feel it. The stardust was her peace that Mother saved.
Will she get reincarnated now?
I believe so.
When you say the piece that Mother saved, Mother said that they lived on in Nox's blade.
Oh, that was my mother, the brightness.
Sorry, Nox. So if we break Nox's blade, the brightness will return to us?
No. Effectively, that will kill my mother.
Oh, that's why you were so stressed last session. When I said I was gonna break a star, and you thought I broke the sword.
Yep, that made me sweat a little bit.
Oh dear.
So we can never get her back, is what you're saying.
I don't know if that's really true, but we haven't figured a way to yet. I'm still figuring out my whole domain and what I can do. Perhaps when I'm as old as all of you,
My
I might be
apologies, sibling.
powerful enough.
This has been,
A lot.
yes. The last time I saw you, you were
Small
much smaller.
and human.
Still the same tenacious little tyke.
Well, you're smaller than me now.
And as you say that, he grows. It's relative.
Yes. Though, mortals did create this interesting thing called the Ark. It's a community. A collective of different species from different planets in different parts of the cosmos. My people found it before the end of our world, and some decided to not go, but I've gone and I've seen it, and it's a beautiful collection of cultures and people. Change is hard, but it's good. And none of that would have happened without the end of my world happening. So you do not have to feel bad for the calamity that became of all the people.
Oh, I do not. Again, change and calamity sorts of go hand in hand.
Yes.
So, when it comes to worlds ending, it is typically their time.
Yes.
So I do not feel any way about that one. There's only been one world that I have felt wrong
Hers.
about.
The remembering.
Yes.
You know, if she had become a god, she would have really ran you for your money.
I would have loved that, actually. I think you might give me a run for mine as well.
Yes. We are searching for your opposite in this moment.
My opposite.
Yes. With the calamity comes the rebuilding. Sorry. They prefer the name structure.
Mother has you looking for the sibling.
No, Mother has no clue that I've been doing this.
So you're doing this behind her back.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm also looking for the scorn's opposite. I am looking for the reincarnation of the sorrow's opposite.
And why are you doing this?
Because with your opposite comes happiness.
That is all well and good. However, if we do not figure something out with Mother and our newly found father, will this have all been for naught?
Well, the question is do you want the succession to have a new ruler, or do you want the old ones to stay in effect?
Do we not need Mother to become gods?
Why when you have me?
So you want to replace her?
No. My name is the Metamorphosis. I am literally a force of change. Has Mother been kind to you all of these years?
In moments.
Absent is a better word.
Do you feel Mother loves you?
I don't know if she knows the word.
Then why
She
would we
says
keep
it.
her around?
She knows the word, but she doesn't understand the meaning.
I'm sure she does. In her own way.
Not in the way that mortals do.
No, not in the way that mortals do.
Of course not. And that is the reason why, in some twisted way, I don't want to lose her. Because regardless,
You love her.
yes,
I've known in some part of me that a time's been coming. But I will not rush it along. As I do for the mortals that I care for, as I do for our siblings, I will care for her until it is her time. As I should.
that is not fair.
As you say, it is not fair. And waiting for the time, you hear another tick of a clock hand. You are now halfway around the clock. The battle.
What does that mean?
The battle. If you would like to break the wall and attempt a spirit roll, that needs to be a 10 plus to figure out. But if you fail it, we'll have
I'll...
a backlash.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Is this a cosmic power roll?
Nope. This is a straight spirit roll.
10 plus. And if I miss, when you say we hear a clock tick, us the gods hear that, or
Yes.
the audience?
No. The gods and the audience.
Got it. Fuck it.
I don't know if I like my dice anymore. Ay, 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 ay.
Hold on. Let me see if there's anything I can do to make this roll slightly better.
I don't. I have something, but that means I'll take another condition, and I don't want to do that because I already have two.
Would my tenacious purpose have anything to do help with this? When you commit yourself to a specific goal, you may ask the GM once per scene how you can advance that goal in a way that violates civilized norms. Take +1 forward to act on the answer. Would that help with this?
I'll say yes.
Okay. Please. It's a 5.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
You're going to do it?
Is this related to Mother?
No. What?
Okay, so I can't
Yes
use a string
and
to
no.
do an extra +3. Okay.
Yes
Ay,
and
ay,
no.
ay, ay, ay.
Mother's
I don't know
encompassed
if I
in
want to roll
this,
my bones or not.
but it does not have to do specifically with Mother. So I will allow you to use that.
Yeah, but then I don't have any more strings on Mother. Oh no, that feels bad.
I will say if you get a 10 plus, you get a string on Mother.
I would have loved that. That would have been great.
Oh gods, oh gods. Oh
And
no.
this is a roll we all can make, yes?
Yep, you all can make this.
I got exactly a 10.
Okay. Do you want to
Yeah.
do
I
it,
don't know if I
Nox?
want to roll.
Nice.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. So I'll use my +1. And I'll use my string so I get a +4.
Okay.
Oh, dang. I
Yeah,
forgot I
I'll do
could use
that.
my string on my.
Okay. Come on, big money, no whammies. 5, 6, 4. Exactly a 10. Good thing I did that.
So both the Sorrow and Nox gain a new string on Mother.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. And
The
I need to move my string to someone else.
Yes,
I
the
forgot. I don't
Calamity.
know who I want to do it to yet.
You gain the Hopeless condition.
Great.
The Sorrow and Nox. The time. And I said that correct. The time. The time and the heart are two beings that are predecessors to the direction and the progenation. The heart makes where the time destabilizes and consumes.
Okay.
The clock you hear is the time getting closer to consuming the progenation and the director.
Oh.
I think for the first time that Nox can remember, I think they feel their heart sink into their stomach. That frightened, scared, prey animal part of them. I think it starts to bubble to the surface. They can feel their mortality for the first time in a long time. And they know that it's Mother, and it will most likely be theirs too.
And I will give one more thing to the Sorrow being the firstborn. You are the firstborn. You may not remember all of them, but you are the first child of the director and the progenation. Along with your twin, the Joyous. Your twin brother who did not last very long.
Do I know why?
He searched out the time. And Mother caught wind. There have been 3,000 pairings of gods prior to the calamity and the scorn.
I lost so many siblings.
Yes. None heeded your warnings.
No wonder I'm so determined to keep these 3 motherfuckers alive.
And I just make it hard on
Now
you, babes.
4.
Oh god. Now, how many? Because we have the shadow too.
3,000.
3. Now there's
5.
6.
There's 6 of you now.
6.
Is it 6?
Goodness.
Yes.
This is insane.
Just have enough to make a soccer team.
Right. So what happens to me?
You hear more than the clock ticking. You hear a heartbeat.
Oh,
3 heartbeats. 4 heartbeats. You can hear the heartbeat of every living being in the cosmos. Because you have 2 hearts. You have 2 souls. Keon, if you wouldn't mind describing to me what the structure's soul looks like inside of the Calamity's body.
holy shit.
Okay. That was a lot. Okay. So if the structure is within Calamity, Calamity's soul looks like boiling and like roiling and like fire coalescing and destroying and coming back onto itself. For the structure, I feel like their soul would look more like a perfect cube. And just with inside of that, there's nothing but an expanse of beautiful lights dancing within them, but contained within this structure.
And my 2 that succeeded on the time roll, you watch as for a moment your sibling glitches. What does the structure look like, Keon?
Oh, this is beautiful. The opposite to Calamity's fire, the structure looks like a woman made of ice and glass and pure beauty. And it sort of looks like moving for her would be hard to do, but at the same time, it's gorgeous. And it's because structure is something that is needed and necessary and holds everyone together. It feels, for the split second that you see the structure come through, it feels like the warmth of a home. And like outside of that home is the frigid winter, but inside you are safe. And for that moment, you feel like pure, just nothing but comfort from the Calamity and the structure. I'm shook.
You could say that within the structure, the roiling flame is the hearth, instead of an uncontrollable explosion of flame.
There's so much going through the Calamity's mind and Keon's mind at the same time right now. Does the Calamity know that this is happening?
Mm-hmm. You can feel every second of it.
So as they feel the structure, it also feels like for the Calamity, this is kind of what they've been destroying for. It feels like in their destruction, they've been looking for something, and at this moment, they know peace and they have their happiness. And with the structure, they feel complete.
And with that, we are going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back. Just go take a bio break if you need. Get a snack, stretch, walk around, do what you need to.
Drink some water.
Drink
Hydrate
some
or
water,
dihydrate.
hydrate
I
or
need
dihydrate.
to.
Hydrate or die straight. That's what I say.
We will be right back, but before we go on break, you all hear one more click of a clock hand.
Okay.
It's fine. Everything's awesome.
And we'll be right back from.
Oh,
We'll be
no.
on a break real quick. We'll see you in
That
5
clock
minutes.
moved far.
No.
Oh, Father Time. Fuck you.
And we are back from break. Welcome back, everybody. We had some touching moments and some wild moments. Trying to stop myself from saying crazy. So wild moments in this shot for charity. Don't forget !donate to get the link to donate to this wonderful cause. Our incentives are below my camera. But we dive back in after the structure and the calamity have become one once again. You hear a delicate voice in your head. My dear son. Darling, it's been so long since I felt your warmth.
What is this?
Oh, sorry. It's me. The structure, the rebuilding, however you want to word it.
Your voice sounds so familiar. But I don't. What is this? Where are you?
I'm within you. When two opposites that were meant to be come together, they share a body.
And there's like, as those watching, there's like pain on the Calamity's face. I miss you.
Oh, darling, I missed you too.
But I don't remember you.
That's unfortunate. But at least we get to re-meet each other.
Is this a game? Is this a trick?
No, why would I trick you?
And kind of how we have a clock of time, more cracks form along the Calamity.
Hey, you're all right. You're okay.
You see, as the cracks form in the Calamity, a crystalline structure fills them, holding them together. No longer does lava flow through these cracks, but a deep blue frosted glass. And you can sense completeness within the Calamity. The flames no longer roiling and wild. It is safe and warming. And I'm going to ask you this, my dear Calamity. What is your true name?
Oh my god! Are you asking the name of when he was human?
Yes.
His name was Merrick.
Merrick, you have been rejoined with Emmeline, the structure. It's a name that means great strength and resilience.
This doesn't feel like I lost.
But with this, it brings back all of the memories of every single moment you lived as a mortal. At once.
The calamity yells out in pain and doubles over onto themselves. And it's as the memories start flooding back to him, the memories of his childhood, of running around in fields, chasing rabbits like he did recently, just the moment of falling in love, the moment of like watching her stomach grow as she is getting ready to give birth, as he's holding his child for the first time, as he comes back home and sees his house burned down and his wife and child no more, and the pain that he felt as he held them, and then the lives that he took in vengeance until the day that he himself died as a human.
And you see tears crossing your sibling's face. Real tears. Not tears of lava, not tears of glass, but actual tears. Human tears.
I look at Knox. Is this how you feel all the time? Remembering?
It's the price we pay for being immortal.
And he kind of goes to wipe the tears. And I think this is when he notices that his cracks have covered with the glass. And though it hurts, though it is painful to remember, he wouldn't have it any other way, because in the remembrance there are the good moments as well. And in those moments, they give him power. And as he stands, he kind of like covers his heart and just says, we will be reunited, my love. I promise.
Seems like I don't have to look anymore. The metamorphosis says as she looks over you. She's found you, hasn't she?
She has. Now, how do we get her here?
She is Just like mother and father, when two gods who are meant to be of each other's find each other, they share one body.
So I can never hold her again?
In that sense, I guess. No. If you were to become mortal or take a mortal form, you would both leave the same form, but in the cosmos, you take the same form. Oh, my sweet Calamity. Do you attempt to take your mortal form?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I would like to go to the Ark.
You all watch as, in the blink of an eye, Merrick is gone. You can choose to follow, or you can choose to stay.
He's a selfish god. What can I say?
It is up to the two of you.
I'll go. I'll go.
My eldest daughter, do you go or do you stay?
Does this seem like something we can come back from, or does it seem to be permanent?
No, he can come back from this.
And she'd go. Well, no. She would wait to see if the metamorphosis goes.
The metamorphosis does.
Then she would. She'd make sure that the siblings that she knows that she can care for, she'd make sure that they go first.
You see the shadow even is wary to ask to come. He's unsure that you all would like him there, or if he's even welcome in this moment.
Come on.
You really want me round?
You're our sibling, are you not?
No one's really wanted me around since her.
Well, I do. After all, sorrow comes with its own shadows, does it not?
Yeah.
Come on.
You see they take their mortal form, which is a 6-foot tall black man with curly hair that like has like dreads, like it's like a little bit of an afro before the dreads come out, like they're grown out a little bit.
It's the new growth.
He wears like a very hold on, technical difficulties. We have lost a forgotten.
Oh no!
We
Um,
have lost a child.
we will be right back.
Oh!
I'm just going to make sure everything is okay with my one child before we continue the sadness. Alrighty, we are back. Just little technical stuffy thingies that
We're
happen
here and
during
clear.
streams. Um,
Yay.
We have some kobolds fucking some shit up.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Sweet head.
they're being mean. I'm gonna have to
Cosmos
talk to
kobolds.
them later.
Chewing on some cables.
Sorry, one of my kids. I can't do too much about him.
It happens. So he also wears a very dapper black suit. It's a little delayed on Twitch. I have the audio back on. It's just I started saying alrighty before I unmuted. He wears a very dapper black suit and has a very almost free, like a very relaxed face, not very stern looking, as he walks with you, the sorrow. And as you walk to the ark, the metamorphosis also takes her mortal form, which now you see Pearl as a adult woman in a beautiful glistening blue dress that complements her fair skin and bright eyes. As you watch, as for the first time you are seeing the structure and the calamity standing next to each other. What does the structure's mortal form look like?
Oh. So all that you will see is this. You see the calamity like scooping her up and holding her. But in his arms there is somewhat of a bluish tiefling looking woman. She's got very long, straight back, like blue white hair, and she's got these curled horns that more that of a ram's horns instead of the calamities that are more like triceratops horns. And she just has, I think at this moment she's just crying as Calamity is holding her, and he's sobbing, a big blubbering mess.
We did just get a $25 donation.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Was that the donation you were trying to do, Erica?
No, it was not.
Oh.
Oh,
So whoever donated that, anonymous, thank you. That equals out to another random question and a reroll.
thank you.
Or 2 past scenes between 2 gods and a reroll, whichever one
Ooh,
that person wants.
that past scene last time was real good. So
The last scene.
It was too good to be true.
yeah. If that person would like to stay anonymous, I will just decide what incentives we get. I really do like the random questions, but I also really want some past scenes.
Past scenes,
I like
past
the
scenes,
past scenes.
past scenes,
And
past
I'm
scenes.
going
I want the past scenes.
to pick the first past scene.
oh no.
And it's going to be between the sorrow and the calamity.
I was hoping I wasn't. Oh. Ah.
Where do we find you two?
Take the reins, sister. Beat you to it.
No.
Beat you to
No. Go ahead.
I can take the reins if neither of you would like.
Go ahead,
to.
mother. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, mother. Go right ahead.
It is days, if not years, after the calamity and the scorn have become gods. It is the first time the calamity destroys a world. That is where we find you.
Yes. Oh, look at it, sister. Isn't it glorious?
What have you done?
Do you mean?
An entire world. Calamity has a time and a place. War
Exactly. In
has a
this,
time and a place. How many trillions of beings that were on that planet whose time hadn't come yet?
this was their world's time. I cannot
disagree.
choose.
They had a chance. They could have reconciled. They could have built something of themselves. They could have made something of what was happening. Your job, your tenants, everything about you, it is good. It has a time and a place, but it needs rebuilding.
And that is what we will have here. They will be able to rebuild elsewhere.
For those few
Look.
that survived.
Yes, look. And he points at a small colony that has left the planet. There. They will take their knowledge and take it elsewhere and rebuild.
You think I don't feel every soul that is ripped from their threads? Everyone? Sure, there is a small colony. Yes, they will rebuild. Yes, they will build something great. Wonderful. You need to be more conscientious. You need to be more thoughtful. You need to understand that yes, while your power is great and mighty and needed, these are people. Can you imagine what that world could have become?
In this instance, I think we are close enough to the Calamity and the Scorn becoming gods that the Calamity still remembers a little bit of their humanity, if you would call it that. And sister, I understand that your station and your domain is to feel. And I do not take that lightly, because I know what it means to feel. But sometimes feeling is too much, and it blinds you from the job that needs to be done. And I understand your place in this world. However, this is what I was made for.
I just hope that you'll learn to exercise caution. That you'll learn how to use a light hand. Because this was not necessary this time. And I know you can do better.
I will do my best to make sure more of them get off next time. I will try to refrain from letting them go as far as they did this fast.
Thank you. Now I'm going to guide what souls I can with the time and gentleness that each of them deserve.
Thank you. At least in the wake of my destruction, they will find their way to your comfort. and there is no better place to be.
And we fade back into the joyousness of the structure and the calamity seeing each other once again. I'm going to save that second past scene for another time.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay.
For the god it has to do with is still slumbering in this era.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay.
But the sorrow in the uninterrupted joy that is the calamity and the structure twirling in happiness and reunification. You see a face. What do they look like? What does the joyousness look like?
I think for her, from what she remembers, is it's very faded. Not a face that she knows really the details of. Especially since it's been so long. But it's a feminine figure. Someone with more gentle features. A rounder face, a rounder form, someone who's soft, someone who's plush, someone who's just as gentle as the sorrow is. But it was always grinning in this incredibly, almost manic sense of jubilance. And I think that the sorrow ends up on her hands and knees and starts to sob.
In your sobbing and seeing this figure, you hear her voice. I'm close. Don't you worry. You'll see me again soon.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can.
I have lost too much, and the idea of getting it back and the possibility of it just being ripped away again, the more that I have, the more I can lose. I love every soul I touch with all my heart. And I have to walk them to a point where I will never see them again. And it breaks me every time. I can't gain more just to get it taken away.
This time I won't be taken away.
And how would you know that? You were always so hopeful. You always saw the positive, the light, that things will go correctly, and they don't.
Because even when they don't, it's beautiful. If things didn't go wrong and happen differently than how I was hopeful for, I wouldn't have you. I can't allow you to sit in your sadness alone, darling. I'll be home soon. The daring and the controlled will be with me. Don't you worry. Also, the Daring told me to let you know to say hello to the Calamity for them.
I'll do that when I can.
You are stronger than anyone could ever tell you.
I have to be.
Well, I'm sorry I made you wait so long. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I left you alone.
That wasn't you, though, was it? That did that.
I could have listened to your warnings.
Hmm. But no one ever does, do they?
No. And that's the unfortunate thing. Because you are so smart and so fucking prepared for everything. But I wouldn't take you any other way.
I think with this, she's just going to sit down against a wall or a tree or wherever the hell it is they are. And she's just going to watch the calamity in the structure.
You watch the calamity in the structure as the metamorphosis comes up and smiles. And she has a fruit in her hand. And she's like, this is one of the fruits from my home. They started growing them here. Would you like one?
I think for now I'm alright.
Alright. Would you like me to sit with you?
If you'd like to.
I know it's hard for change to happen. And for us to accept it. That's probably one of the hardest things about being me. People don't tend to accept change very easily. But I think you're deserving of that love, of what they hold, of how Nox felt for the remembering. If you can have it back, I think you deserve it. You've worked so hard.
I'm not afraid of change.
No. It's just hard to deal with.
Change is not what scares me.
It's loss.
It's not knowing. Having something that's worth holding on to and not being able to hold on tight enough. I wasn't able to about 3,000 times.
Yes.
No matter how hard I clung, no matter how hard I dug my heels in, no matter how tightly I held on to them, 3,000 times I failed. I can't do that again. Why do you think I've hovered so closely to everyone that's here?
It wasn't your fault.
No, it wasn't my fault that it happened, but there was more that I could do.
Yes.
I'm the eldest. It is my job to take care of everyone. And I didn't. Not the way that I was supposed to. Not the way that I needed to. Not the way they needed me to.
You're the eldest, yes. But it is not your responsibility to feel the guilt for decisions made by other people. You did not make their choices. You did not make their decisions. You are hurt because they left you. Not because you couldn't stop them.
I suppose you're probably right.
And they weren't running away from your care.
I know.
So you don't need to blame yourself anymore.
I'm sure that I don't need to. But
I'm here now, sister.
yes,
worry.
and yet you are the youngest.
Yes, and I will
Meaning,
listen
I need
to
to
your
keep my
warnings.
eye on you.
See? Change. It's new. It's scary. But as the youngest, I will also keep an eye on my eldest sibling.
Go eat your fruit.
And you see she like cracks it in half and like hands half of it to you.
She'll eat it.
You're special. You know that, right? I know they say that Nox was special, that the Calamity and the Scorn are special, but you see your specialness, right?
All of us are.
But you had to be extremely special to be the first. What did she see in you that she saw in no other being before you?
Truly, I don't know.
I think I do. Compassion. Love. The rare ability to be empathetic for a person that you don't know. That's what makes you special.
Everyone has the capability of it.
Yes, but it's natural in you. You've taught it to many of our siblings. Hell, look at when all 4 of you visited me on my planet the first time. I saw the memories. The Scorn and the Calamity didn't care. It wasn't until they met me and I explained things and how we viewed things that they saw the humanity of it. But you saw it the entire time.
I was very proud of them that day.
They wouldn't have been able to do that if you weren't in their life. It takes someone to show those skills for someone to be able to learn them. So don't discount yourself just because you have a couple special siblings.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
I'll do what I want.
I thought you said you'd listen.
Okay, but talking with my mouth full, is that really something that's going to hurt me?
Yes. Especially now you could choke. Focus on eating.
Correct. And Nox, how do you feel seeing your brother reconnected with their soulmate?
I don't know if jealousy is the right word, but there is something stirring inside of Nox. There's someone who is sacrificial in nature, the means to an end for the gods that Mother no longer needed or wanted. They're someone who gives so much of themselves in order to understand the world around them and the people and the gods in it. And they just feel lost. They feel forgotten in a way that they haven't felt in a long time. Yeah, I think Nox goes to the little corner in the universe that they made for themselves. And it's just a temple like it was in their mortal life, where they would tithe to Mother in a big basin in a big pool. And they take off their shirt, and you can see their top surgery scars. And they also have 2 scars along each of their elbows, from the bottom of their wrist all the way to their elbows on both hands. And they go in the water and they think about the commandments that they gave Mother, or Mother gave them, that Mother is the only God that I shall know. Mother is has the only feelings I'll feel. Mother is the only love I will know. Mother has the only call that I will answer. And Mother is the only end I will have, and Mother has the only blade that I will wield. And they think of those things over and over and over again. And they, feeling so lonely and feeling so forgotten, I think they're going to go in their own kind of sleepless sleep, thinking of the lies and the truths between their commandments, and go in their own sleepless sleep until the next era.
You're choosing to sleep until the next age.
Yep.
Okay. I'll deal with that in a second. Thank you for the raid, Starcrawl RPG. We are, if you don't know what's happening, we're playing Queer Space Gods, which is a game that uses Thirsty Sword Lesbians as a base and framework. It is a found family game. We are on our 2nd session. This is our final session for this charity that we're raising money for. We're using this to raise money for 2 great charities. We're currently raising money for the Black AIDS Institute. You can see underneath my camera is the incentives to donate. So if you guys would like to donate, we would love it and appreciate it. We currently have $60 raised. That's 10% of our goal, I believe, if I'm correct. Because 60 and 600, that's 10%. Yeah. Right? Yeah, I think so. Whatever. I can't do math. I'm a driving gay. But if you guys would like to donate, holy. Did somebody just donate $50? Holy that's
Thank you so much.
okay.
Thank you.
That was that Alec, thank you so much for donating $50. That can either be
Thank you, Alec.
a mother scene with a single god in one of the next episodes, or you can split it up in a $25 type thing if you'd like. Just put that in the chat and we can figure that out. We have not had a mother scene yet, so if you would like that would be really cool. Oh my god, wow. Just jumping in and donating. Holy shit. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Let's do a mother scene. Which of our 3 gods would you like the mother scene to be with? You could have it with the sorrow, the calamity, or the forgotten. And this mother scene will be one of the final scenes of this session. So, which god would you like it to be with? This is exciting. Wow.
This is really cool.
That was not expecting that.
I'm not freaking out. What?
I'm like actually
what are you talking
shaking.
about?
This could be really good or really bad.
Rolling for it is
They're rolling for it. Oh no!
Always
I'll
the
be
option.
That'll be great. Thank you.
But also anybody who's been listening in on the session. Ooh, calamity.
Ooh, the calamity.
It's gonna be fun. I had a scene set in mind for this. Real quick, if you like what we've been doing and you like how I've been GMing, you can find me for the Raiders here on Queers and Spears for the next couple Saturdays doing this game, or you can find us on Spotify where the rest of our campaigns are audio only. And coming in why did Spotify stop? That's rude. coming in October, we have a live series that is going to be going, and in January, another live series is coming on to Twitch. That's pre-recorded. And let's get into this mother scene. Calamity. Or should I say Merrick? You
Is his mother asking?
stand at the ashes of the house that burnt. It's years later, but for some reason, the ashes are still there. The burn marks never left. But as the sky rains ash and the earth rumbles beneath your feet, a hand is placed on your shoulder. Don't worry, child. Would you like to come to something more?
What more is it if I don't have them?
Perhaps you'll be lucky enough to find them again.
What do you mean?
After all, destruction needs rebuilding. You've survived such hard trials. Worked so hard. I can offer you so much.
No one offers anything without a price. And I'm typically the person to come and collect those.
The price is your memories. You can forget all of this ever happened. The pain, the heartbreak, the feeling of ash against your skin, the loss.
What is it you're getting at?
Do you want to be a god?
Gods. If gods existed, things like this would never happen. If gods existed, I would not exist.
How are you so sure?
Very, actually.
When you turn to look at this woman, she is 12 feet tall, in a white dress with stars that speckle her skin, almost wing-like ears and tiny horns that protrude from her forehead, with pupilless and irisless eyes. Do you believe that a human or a mortal would look like this?
To be quite honest with you, no.
Or if they could do this, and she shrinks down to your size and mirrors your body and what you look like.
What are you?
I'm a god. I'm known as the Progenation.
So if you are God, when I prayed all those years ago, asking for assistance, asking for guidance, asking for help, asking to save them, where were you?
It was their time.
So you get to decide when it's someone's time.
No, my daughter does. Unfortunately, it's a thread that we cannot break. Every mortal has one. And when it gets pulled, it gets pulled. I am sorry, but I cannot turn back that time. But I can make it easier for you.
If you are offering me this godhood, as you say, I want to be one of the ones pulling the strings.
That can be done. What do you call yourself?
It's been so long since I've actually used my name. Since they've gone, I have brought nothing but destruction to this world. I've been a blade for hire, someone to cause pain. My name is Merrick, but they call me the Calamity.
She cups your cheek, running a thumb across your cheekbone as she smiles. And I think that is a beautiful name. A strong name. The Calamity. I think it's befitting. I think the cosmos could use a little destruction here and there. Who better to man it than you? What do you say?
I don't want to forget them.
Then what else would you give up? What of your mortality would you give up?
And as he's thinking, beyond my mortality, there's nothing else for me to give up. They've already been taken. I have nothing left. If you need anything more from me than that, I can't give it. But if you are saying that you need destruction in your numbers, that I can give you.
And so it shall be. Merrick is left on this earth, and the Calamity shall join me. If and when you find your other half, your memories shall return to you. But for now, you will forget everything other than being the Calamity.
Ooh.
And with that, we are back on the arc. You all notice that Nox is gone, and the Metamorphosis looks at you all and goes, perhaps that's been enough work for one era. Let us all sleep. It has been very taxing.
No.
She will not
If I
leave you.
sleep,
I'll make sure of it.
you make a lot of promises, little sibling.
I have not broken one yet.
You.
It is my powers that caused what happened within you to bring her back. Do you not trust me? Nox, you're sleeping. You can't say anything.
This is fully Erica. This is fully Erica. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Everything okay?
Sure.
I'm asking if it's a line situation because I see red flag emoji.
Oh no!
Okay,
This is
okay.
just a like. This is just a like. This is a just a. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No.
All right. Cool.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Now back in. Sorry.
I'm here for the drama, but also. What the fuck, Derek?
I'm here for the drama, but also I'm scared.
Yes,
sleeping.
exactly.
Nobody told you to go to bed early. You have had no time for your promises to break.
Yes. But this era is coming to an end.
And I would like to watch it. With her. I'll sleep. But not yet.
I think you watch as the shadow does go and sleep until the next era. The sorrow. What do you do?
I think I am going to stay with the sibling that I have known the longest. Just to make sure that I watch out for him. And then the moment that he is ready to sleep, I will go with him.
The three of you, the metamorphosis just watches, but does not go to sleep. She goes back and watches. You watch as if time gets hit with a fast forward button. You three sit and watch as the Ark becomes this great thing of mortal life in the cosmos. There are portals to other realms, and there are starships coming in and docking, and you see mortal life going and starting to be swallowed by the engine of the Ark. The engine of the Ark is a black hole. It is starting to swallow it from the inside out. And you watch as one by one, mortal lives begin to end. And a black hole begins to swallow everything as they do. This will be the last time I ask my darling children, will you sleep until the next era? Or will you be swallowed by the black hole too?
Calamity is going to look at Emmeline, and as much as the idea of fading into nothingness with them is very tempting, and basically no longer being a god, because to him now he's complete. But he looks at his sister, and he knows the hole that that would leave in her. So He grabs Emmeline's hand and stands up and reaches his hand out to the sorrow and says, "Sister, are you ready to go?"
I am. Are you sure you are?
I believe so. She's always a part of me, and I don't want you to lose another sibling. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
Come on then. Home is waiting.
And we're going to go to sleep until the next era.
As you all lay your heads on the stars to sleep, you hear another tick of a clock hand. Thank you all for joining us for this episode and the dissipated era of Queer Space Gods here on Queers and Spears. We will be back next Saturday for our third episode and our first episode supporting medical aid for Palestinians, which is a very important charity that helps out saving lives because there's a genocide going on and we need to stop it. Free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo, free Puerto Rico, free Hawaii, free any occupied land that should not be occupied, that isn't owned by the people that live there natively. I am Derek. I have been mother, father, the progenation, the director, the metamorphosis, the shadow, and anything in between that isn't my players. And you can find me out on the interwebs at Derek Does RP, that's DerrykDoesRP, or here on Queers and Spears, my lovely little AP, throwing chaos and different things at my players. And I will pass the torch to my lovely eldest child, Jenny, who plays the sorrow.
Hello, hello. I am Jenny. I use she, they pronouns. I was just playing the Sorrow, a very prominent death god and the eldest of her siblings. I had a lot of fun, as I always do. Thank you to everyone who donated. It means a lot to know that our silly little game can do some good. You can find me on Twitter at CeruleanSiren19. I am a voice actor and a artist. I did the art for this stream. I keep forgetting that. My commissions are open and I am open to doing projects. So please let me know if there's anything that you would like me in. Currently, I am a assistant scriptwriter and a voice actor for a podcast called Jar of Rebuke. It is a queer horror podcast centered around a strange cryptid studying place called The Enclosure. It's pretty cool. I play a cryptozoologist called Dr. Jamie Everett. She is disabled with a lot of the stuff that I have, which is pretty neat. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I think that's all I'm going to go with.
Might as well continue down the age line. The Calamity.
Hello. How are you beautiful people doing? Thank you so much for coming out. My name is Keon. I go by Brother Keon out here on across all of the internets. That is BRUTHAQUEON. I was playing the Calamity, a god of destruction and also the structure, maybe a god of rebuilding. Who knows? But yes, thank you all for donating. This charity means a lot to me personally because it affects a lot of people in the Black community. HIV/AIDS is something that constantly has to be battled with, has to be talked about. Especially in the Black gay community, it is very prevalent. But yeah, thank you all so much. If you enjoyed the shenanigans I did here, this was a very emotional episode for me. I almost cried twice. You can find me on Twitter across all the internets, but I am a writer, a photographer, graphic designer, and a TTRPG mercenary for hire. So again, if you enjoyed what I did here, hit me up. So yeah, that's me.
And our youngest, Nox the Forgotten, or Erica.
All right. Hi, my name is Erica. I use they, them pronouns, and the Forgotten also uses they, them pronouns. You can find me all across the internet at Erica Rose 2187. That is ERIKA, Rose like the flower, and then 2187 like the Star Wars reference. Yeah, I'm a cosplayer. I sew and I do all kinds of shenanigans. I make the bingos for the Transplaner streams, which I haven't done yet for the one tonight, but I will be doing it after this is over. So yeah, follow me if you like me, or if you just want to watch me being a silly goose, and I hope you love my sad butch as much as I do.
And our other lovely child who is not here tonight due to some life things going on is Vin, which you can find out on the interwebs at VinVoxVA. They are a lovely queer creator that does voice acting. I believe with one thing that the Jar of Rebuke is that Vin is also a part of that.
Yes.
And also BIPOC Vamp Day, they have a game that they're running. Paint the Town Red. Go check it out when it happens. It's on their socials. But they will be here next week to join us as the Scorn, in which I will enact a scene with them because I chose to. And I'm choosing evil. But hang out with us really quick. We're going to raid over to Transplaner RPG, who's doing episode 5 of Godkiller Last Hope. It is a wonderful series, and I will see you all next week. Bye, y'all.